on Twitch. It's been quite a long time since I've been able to get on and do a drawing demonstration this summer. I'm sure everybody understands how summers go, and between my daughter being home and adventures with her and starting to move into my new studio, it's been hectic to say the least, but good hectic. Soon, hopefully the next month or two, the goal is to be streaming from the new studio, but we've had a couple of setbacks, including a flood that happened when our neighbor flooded their pool, and it came into our yard and flooded the brand new construction in our backyard. So without getting too much into that, it's been a little bit slower than I had anticipated getting in there. But that's it, but it's looking beautiful, and it's going to be great once we straighten everything out. Today's going to be really fun. I'm going to start a new drawing. It's going to be a chimpanzee, and I wanted to kind of start again from scratch. Here, let me get this so you can see it square. So you can just really see the process, because it's been so long since I've been streaming. The little owl I worked on, I finished, and it's already gone. So let's get started on this chimpanzee drawing. So what I did here before I got started is I've just been kind of putting tone on there, and I want to do, I'm just having fun. This is a really light, this would be my version of sketching. This is and then I want to show you how I draw or really do details with the eraser. So that was kind of my whole, after I get my thoughts, my whole point is I'd like to try to show you how I use the eraser to do a lot of the drawing. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of, even really fun, and just kind of gesturally toning this guy roughly where things are going to be, and then I'm going to come in, and it's fun. Get a lot of enjoyment out of drawing like this. I like doing demonstrations like this for kids too, because they're always like, oh, what's that? And then about 10 minutes later they start to see it come out of there, and it's kind of a fun moment to show the process, to really show you that all the process doesn't always have to be beautiful at every stage. That there's a stage where it's just kind of like an idea still, which I love that stage. Like, there's so many things that could happen here. This is just possibilities right now on the paper. And it's so funny because I just realized I'm super proud that I remembered my glove, and then for some reason my little blending sock is gone. And that's what I get for leaving this in my living room for like a month. Things are not on my desk how they were. So I'm just going to use the Q-tip, so it's a little bit, you can really see kind of the shape of the Q-tip, but that's okay. I think it's going to be fine. I've got my cell phone out because I'm waiting to see if there's people to come to give me a bid on some stuff in the backyard. So I don't think they're still coming, but just in case, I've got my cell phone here. So if it rings, that's what it is. I just have to make sure I can let them in the backyard. Just using the tone that's on the paper, and I'm just kind of blending it all in. Like, his nostrils are not that big, and I know that, but that's okay. The hair up here is going to be really dark, darker than this. So maybe we'll get started here. So make sure you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to tilt this paper just a bit. So I'm using the eraser now to start bringing out highlights. Here's where the brow would be. Comes down. Comes down. What was that? Excuse me, let me just see. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna bring this in here. Why don't you play in here and entertain people? a big box here. The cats were playing in it. It scared me. Come on, Albie. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Albie. Okay, he'll come back out. I didn't have the heart to throw it away because they love playing in it so much. You could see them in the background. Cats in boxes. Okay, so we've got the brow kind of coming up. Can you see how now it's being highlighted with the eraser? Got the shape of the nose here. Got all the wrinkles. I wonder if I zoom in that this would be better, easier to see, because it's really subtle, which is why I like drawing this way. Come on. And it looks fuzzy because it actually is fuzzy, because there's no actual pencils that's touched the surface of the paper yet. Right now it's just, where are things going to be? And drawing like this is a super easy non-committal way of figuring out your composition without damaging the surface of the paper. Seeing if you like the expression. And super easy, oh, of course, super easy to change your mind if you don't like where it's going. Hi Mocap, hello. Welcome back, it's been a long time. Hope your summer's been really good. It's good to be back. I'm happy to be back. I was getting frustrated with the construction and summer vacation and all that, and keeping my work ready for my shows, and I was feeling a little overwhelmed, but things are starting to clear up now, and I'm kind of trying to get back on schedule. So it's coming around the corner here. So you're starting to see a little bit more form taking place. Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. Oh, can you see it? These guys playing in the box together. Albus is chewing on the box and Kitty is in the box. They just love it. I always feel bad when I get tired of the boxes being in the house and I have to put them out, and the cats are always super depressed. I don't like where this nostril is, so I'm just going to erase the whole nostril. Get a little bit more tone on my pencil. I'm going to move this whole nostril over, actually. I'm going to pull this nostril right here. I'm going to get a little bit more dark. Here we go. So what I'm doing here, so you can see, I've just got this paper here, super not high tech. I do use an electric eraser for my large scale work sometimes when I'm erasing huge areas, but for these small areas I don't like to use them. I feel like I get a little bit more control with just my regular white erasers. I'm going to change the angle of his mouth a little bit. starting to take place or show up. Let's see if this one looks level. I think I'm just shifting the nose over. I've been playing around a lot with this one kind of having a really dark. Most of my art stream commissions, no, most of the work that I work on here is end up going to galleries. I have several different galleries all over the States, and so most of it's kind of divvied up in going to an exhibition. I have 2020 will be Denver and the West. It'll be Denver in September 2020 for my next big exhibition, and the summer of 2020 also in Jackson Hole and Billings, or not Billings, Livingston, Montana, so that kind of region. So I'm kind of usually working on the next exhibition. I do some commissions in between. Now I'm going to start with the pencil. I think I do everything backwards. I've been showing for about 15 years in galleries, and now I'm streaming, versus the other way around would probably be more typical. But I think as an artist, we have to really stay flexible, and when you really feel deeply about your art and you just really want to get it out there, and they're just totally goofing off in that box right now. I really also want to show people the process of art and making art, so it doesn't feel so hard to reach. I mean, I'm trying to take away a little bit of that mystery with process too. Just kind of highlight the different processes, and I don't know, I think I'm just like rambling on it, one long run-on sentence, but it's important for me to be able to share my process with people, and I think live streaming is a great way of doing that, and hopefully encouraging people to continue on their journey artistically, whether it's drawing or painting or wildlife conservation or any of those things. Ah, hi Kim, good to see you. Welcome. I'm all zoomed in right now, and you came in right at the right time. I'm working on this really pretty eye right now. I'll zoom out so you can see we kind of just started with a really light Q-tip tonal sketch, and now we're, oh, too much. There we go. Really just still lightly kind of placing things in here because I'm not 100% committed to the location yet until I start getting a little bit more detail in. Oh, I'm doing that thing where I draw over it and you can't see. Kim, are you using a reference? I'm doing both. I have some photos on my iPad and my phone, and I'm kind of working on the expression right now. So in this one, I want to almost make it like a nighttime scene or have something glowing. Oh my gosh, these cats are so funny. Can you see them in the box? Kitty! They're so cute. I'm sorry, I get distracted so easily. Animals are so cute. And the dogs are passed out. They're not on the couch. Normally you see them in the background on the couch, but they're over here on the cool wood floor because it's so hot out today. And there's Albus. He's gonna attack Kitty in the box. Albus. Albie. He's getting so much friendlier. Starting to really trust us again. It's been like 6 months since we got him from the shelter. I'm curious to see what he's gonna be like in a year. Oh, mocap, sorry, I didn't see that. Do I only use graphite? I usually use carbon pencil. These are carbon. But I do use some graphite. Sometimes I do an overlay of graphite on top of the carbon. I rarely do graphite first because it kind of steals the paper and you can't go over it once you do graphite. Oh, I mean, that's a good idea. I did just post on Instagram before I went on that I was going to go live, but I didn't do a Instagram story. But I could do that. It's a good idea. So let's get working on this eyeball here. Well, yeah, thanks, Mocap. I do try to do a lot of things. That's probably why I miss the mark a lot of times when it comes to the social media stuff. Because I'm kind of old school too, where I'm still like really new to the social media part of it, and I'm kind of one of those people, I love to draw and I love to work, so instead of updating something, I tend to just go in the studio and work, and then pick up my daughter and not think about it for the day. But you're right, I should be more involved in kind of informing people of what I'm doing. So it's kind of that artist conundrum, like I'm used to kind of being by myself and working a certain way, but the way things go, it's like important to tell people what you're doing. So it's a really interesting time for artists right now. Because when I first started showing in galleries, I was quite young, and there was not a lot of interaction between me and clients. It was the gallery dealt with clients. I wasn't really even to talk to them. I just show up at the opening, smile, and not as interactive. But now things have changed so much that I feel like now clients and now collectors, they want to know the process, they want to know how you do things and why you do things, and they're more interested in speaking to you because they want a piece of, basically a piece of your creativity, a piece of your mind, and they really want that to resonate with them. So I love the way that the fine art field is kind of changing, and the collector base is kind of changing, and they really want to stake in the artist, which is how I feel it should be. Instead of just somebody repping you the whole time, you can really make a connection with your buyers and your collectors, and they're basically putting up a piece of your heart and soul in their house. I mean, without being dramatic, that's how it feels. For the galleries, no, all the galleries I work with don't have a problem with pencil work in general. Maybe things used to be a little bit more like that, but there's definitely plenty of room for pencil drawings in the contemporary art world right now. Collectors now really seem to buy artwork that they want to live with, which is what they should do. So there's a lot of people that are drawn to black and white art and the simplicity of it and kind of the matter-of-factness of it, and then just like paintings. The art world's so big. There's room for everything in the art world. And I think it's become much more inclusionary as opposed to exclusionary with the help of social media and kind of populist art and being okay with that. You do, Kim, for sure. Some of my very, very deep parts of my heart you have, which makes me really happy that they're with you. And that's what I mean when I don't want to be melodramatic, but it really is like little pieces of yourself that you like have to rehome them, and it's so amazing when you can speak with clients and collectors and really kind of they get it, and then they have something up in their home that you just inherently understand from each other, which is the best part about this field. I have done some colored pencils. Oh my god, they're so funny. Can you see them? Elvis, are you in the box? Are you in the box? Not only are they in the box, but they've got like crunchy paper that I put in the box too. I'm sorry, I distracted again. I do some colored pencils, yes. I've illustrated a few books, and I've done colored pencils for the some of the book illustrations were black and white, and some were color, and some of my personal work at home I've done with colored pencils as well. But it's quite rare that I show any colored pencil art in galleries. I do some, if I show color work, it's usually watercolors or gouache. Hey, you guys, stop it. The cats are fighting in the other room. Stop. Elvis has been driving the old cat nuts since he's kind of come out of his shell. And then she's super dramatic. Well, he won't even touch her. He just sits next to her and she just hisses like she's doing right now. I hope they get over this stage. I'd break it up, but neither of them are actually hurting each other. They're just kind of sitting next to each other, and the old cat just hisses and hisses and hisses. Anybody that's had cats, multiple cats, tell me if that's normal, because I never really had more than one cat at a time. It can't be too bad if they're not actually hurting each other. Zoom out a little bit so you can see kind of the sketch portion here, kind of how fuzzy, that's what it looks like when I don't have my glasses on, to kind of, this isn't finished, this is just real sketchy still. Oh gosh, I just marked across the paper, goodness gracious. It's okay, it wasn't too bad. There we go. Obviously at the end there'll be a lot more kind of tone. And now white doves keep popping up in my head when I'm thinking of this. It's kind of like peaceful, reflective peace, which is what I need to be doing right now, which is maybe why I keep thinking about white doves or pigeons and the darkness of the chimpanzee, and kind of working like almost a nighttime dark scene with almost like, gosh, I don't know. I'm gonna see what comes out. It's been kind of cooking in my brain for a little bit. I don't think I'm ready to say it out loud yet where this is going, but I'm really excited about it, and I want it to have a real contemplative, like peaceful feeling, not chaotic, which is kind of how it's been for me recently. So I'm really feeling the need to talk about peace and just kind of this all-knowing. And chimps are so wise, so it's an appropriate choice for a chimp to be demonstrating that. I'm even gonna bump this back just a little bit here. I just brought out those highlights and I'm just gonna bring them back just a bit. But don't worry, I can actually come in and I can pop them back out again, because it's just using tone. I'm not really using like pencil marks on it. But sometimes when it's too contrasty like that, I have a hard time gauging where I need to add tone to. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to cover it when I draw. So chimps have like a part in their hair which I think is super cute. I mean, they're all different. Some have like thinning hair here and it goes out, and some kind of fold down. So I'm just gonna lightly sketch until I figure out. If I'm gonna do something with doves though, I don't want to do too much on the top of this head, because I might want to do something really light, and if I go too dark, I'm not gonna be able to pull the light out of that part. Sorry, my back's super sore. I gotta stretch. Oh my gosh, excuse me. That's what happens when I sit down. Even for a few minutes, I automatically go into nap zone. I'm actually trying to lean back so I can see it from a distance just a bit. And I'm always looking over here because I got my cell phone and I'm trying to see if those construction people are going to come. And I don't think so. Okay, sorry, distracted. You know what, Ryan? I think I might turn on some music. Oh, sorry for shaking. Albie, you wanna come here and say hi? Come here. Come here. Come here, baby. Coming closer. He's here now. Hi, babe. Come here. I'm not gonna force him. I'm like stuck to my seat here. So hot. Okay. I like to draw like a center line sometimes. I erase it a lot of times, but what it does is it kind of shows me where the center of this face is going to be. And you see it? So it's going to come down. Actually, I'm going to move it over just a little bit. Kind of shows me where the center is going to be, and I can try to kind of balance it from there. Sorry. Get distracted again. I'm just building up layers now. Trying to make sure you can see this. There we go. Take a little bit of his jaw off here. See how that looks. Like, it's kind of like a crosshatch here, a really light crosshatch thing going on. Starting to build up the tone for his cheek area. Got to make a separation here between his chin and jaw, cheek, and kind of where the body begins. And I'm thinking right around there looks pretty good. Just kind of lightly sketch it in and see. roughly an ear here. And lightly shading where the lips would be. About 10 more minutes and then I'm gonna go work on another big drawing in the back. Kim, you know which one? I'm gonna get that one done by the end of this month. And it's getting there. Opening that up just a bit so it's not so distinct. I'm gonna work on the shape of this head a little bit. Ears are lined up. Let me zoom in so you can see so you can see here the different stages. You've got the super light tonal work, you've got the start of the pencil detail here, and then even the sketching part, which is going to need more work. What's going on? You hear that cat howling? Oh, it must be. It's not the orange cat, it must be the other cat. Elby! Animals are acting weird. Hope it's not another earthquake. Sometimes when we have earthquakes, the cats seem to know when they are and they act really strange. Before the couple quakes we had in July, couldn't find my one cat, the old cat, couldn't find her anywhere. She was just hiding somewhere in this house, probably under my bed and with all that stuff, but I think she knows when they're coming. I think we should leave it at this stage now. I'm going to spend a little bit of time before next week and work on the shape of the face, anatomy-wise. get a little bit more accuracy. But you can, here we go. It's going to be fun to start adding. This is the very, very beginning stages. It's going to change quite a bit as I figure out the anatomy and the rest of the composition. Oh, just got a phone call. It's probably junk. Get so many of those spam calls a day. So, anyways, I could see a lot of areas that need to be worked on anatomically. And we'll have time to do that. Okay, I don't want to get too impulsive and erase too much. So I'll be back hopefully next Tuesday, maybe before that, but probably not. So thank you everybody for joining. If you have any questions, you can email me or find me on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll see everybody next week.